Let's go to the most interesting part of the session. How can human and machine coexist? How can we compete with a machine that is 1,000 times faster and more accurate than us? Well, the truth is, AI is not always right, nor it is compatible with every aspect of a business. AI may be intelligent, but it falters in leadership position as it's not capable of having feelings, motivating the employees, or instilling trust in them. To put it simply, it might be able to inform leaders, but it can never lead on its own. This absence of soft skill is exactly the reason why humans will always have the upper hand, which is why it will be crucial for us to rely on our soft skills in the future. Now, that being said, that brings me to the human X factor. What is our USP, unique selling point? In my opinion, human traits like empathy, creativity, agility, and collaboration can never be outsourced, duplicated, or replaced. AI is intelligent and it can perform functions at lightning speed or give you precision and informed answers to a number of questions, but it does not understand why it's performing those functions or for what those answers mean. It can formulate algo based on data input, but cannot create it from scratch. True innovation, the invention of novel products, services, insights, and approaches will always remain human for the foreseeable future. AI can perform the same function or duplicate the same algorithm a million times, but it struggles to be agile. Take the gaming algorithm, for example. When developers create algorithms to play video games, they can beat international champions hands down. But if you change one minor setting, the whole algorithm crashes. For human, this speed flexibility is second nature, whereas for AI, it's a true obstacle. Same goes for collaboration. A machine can fulfill a repetitive task without supervision, but it cannot do any more or less. It cannot partner with employees, lead a team, or handle sensitive situations like racial discrimination or the loss of a loved ones. Machine can do some things better than us, but not all, not even close. The teams may get leaner, but the human touch is considered vital at every stage of building and running a team. In fact, the more businesses get automated, the more soft skills will come into value at every organization. What I mean to say is that AI is making inroads into almost every other domain. So the only thing left for us to capitalize on it is what is uniquely human. It has been estimated that demand for employees with emotional intelligence and the ability to understand coworkers and identify the needs of management will go up by sixfold in the next couple of years. If this handful of skills, which AI still struggles to grasp, that will help human employees stand out in the future. As much as human beings are capable of adapting to change, they are equally averse to it as well. I have seen this happening in several organizations. Employees are hesitant to try something new or adapt a new technology. It's our nature to resist change or something new or something unknown. But in order for AI to do what it does best, employees need to get over a few prejudices. Algorithmic aversion, it's a technical way of saying that humans in general distrust the finding of AI, even when AI is known to be accurate and swift. This would delay progress at many organizations that are hoping to implement AI. And if the employees are not willing to integrate AI from the beginning, then there is no point of introducing AI at those companies. How can it help when nobody is willing to use the AI system? So if an organization wants to take advantage of AI, its leaders need to tackle this algorithmic aversion, and the employees need to get on board with the idea of working with the smart machine. Leaders need to educate their team about AI and explain how it works. I'm not talking about explaining the precise calculation or algorithm, But if the employees have a basic understanding of what data programs will do, how it does it, and most importantly, how it can help them grow, they may look at the AI differently. AI needs to keep an open mind and be ready for some experimentation. They should understand that AI can indirectly improve their functionality, speed, and accuracy. Like I have stressed so far, AI will not be removing us from our workplaces. Rather, it will automate trivial and repetitive tasks, free us up to do more complex operations that require our full focus. Working with AI should always be viewed as a collaboration, not replacement. And it is up to the business leaders to ensure that this new employee gels with the existing employees. Overseeing the collaboration between the new employee and regular employees will fall to the business leader. Their task will be to manage new diversity of this human AI workforce. For this to happen, delegation will be the key. AI needs to be integrated with those jobs it's best suited for. Sometimes leaders are hesitant to delegate certain tasks to AI, fearing that it might offend the employees who have been performing the same task. If leaders can reassure employees and make them see how algorithm can take care of crunching data so that the employees have more time on their hand to be more creative and innovative. And if that happens, AI will be viewed in a very different light by the employees. Employees too should be able to look at AI as a collaborator that enables them to do more than they are capable of doing on their own. They should understand that AI can make their lives easier if they are ready to embrace it and use it to their advantage. Take an example of Hyundai Motor Group West Exoskeleton, or called VEX. Leaders at Hyundai Motor Group designed a AI-friendly workshop for its employees. These exoskeletons made heavy lifting much more easier for employees, augmenting their ability rather than replacing this. And this design even won the Red Dot Award last year, which happens to be the most prominent and prestigious international design competition for innovators. Similarly, every organization should be able to figure out where AI can make the maximum impact. Now, so far, we have looked at the biases human has. Now, let's look at the biases that exist in AI as well. Just because it's a machine does not mean it's 100% free of bias. If you are wondering how can it be, well, when it's designed by a flawed human, the bias will exist in machine as well. It's ironic when an algorithm written exactly for purpose of making objective decision ends up being prejudice. But it is the truth. Bias can infiltrate AI in 3 different ways based on human decision making involved at the back end. First one, assumptions. Before the system is coded, the data scientists have to make some assumptions about how it should be or what it should be, which will eventually trickle down into the algorithm. This does not necessarily mean the creators meant any harm to a particular gender, ethnicity, or community. Chances are they didn't even realize that was happening. Training data. All AI models need to be trained. If an algorithm has been historically hiring from the same demographic or has been using the same old job description for decades, the AI tends to learn this and reject the candidates who do not meet the criteria. Third is the modeling. The parameter used in machine learning when it's designed, like gender, age, race, traits, could determine the predictions generated by the machines. Data scientists would also look out for factors that could act as proxies for the race, gender, or places which could alter the prediction. In 2018, an MIT Media Lab study revealed the underlying biases in the face analyzing AI of IBM, Microsoft, and MagV, a Chinese company, when it came to identifying the gender. All 3 systems correctly labeled white men 99% of the time. They consistently missed the mark on the gender of African American women 20 to 34% of the time. Some of these biases can affect people psychologically. Certain other instances can even endanger the life of people, especially when it comes to healthcare sector.